Help me reach 4,000 subscribers. Support the video with a like and leave your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. Thank you. When Laura said she needed to talk, I already knew something was off. She'd been distant for weeks. Coming home later, laughing at texts she wouldn't show me, sleeping with her phone under the pillow. But still, when she stood in our kitchen with that nervous half-smile and said, "I'm moving out," I felt my world tilt. Moving out? I repeated, "What do you mean, moving out?" She exhaled, eyes darting everywhere except mine. "I need space, Daniel. I've been thinking about this for months. I can't breathe here anymore." That was the line that shattered something in me. Can't breathe here anymore. This was the same woman who once said our home was her safe place. "So what? You just decided this on your own?" I asked. "It's not about you," she said quickly. "It's about me figuring out who I am." I almost laughed. "You figured that out while packing your things and leaving your husband?" She looked uncomfortable. "I didn't mean for it to happen like this. I've already found a place. I move on Saturday." The calmness in her voice hurt more than if she'd screamed. My wife, the woman I shared a life, dreams, and mortgage with, was walking out like we were just roommates ending a lease. For a few seconds, I said nothing. Then I nodded slowly. "All right," I said quietly. Her eyebrows pulled together. "All right, yeah," I said. "If that's what you need, I won't stop you." She blinked, thrown off. That's not the reaction I expected. "What did you expect?" I asked. "Begging? Crying? You've already made up your mind. What's left to say?" Her lips trembled a little. "I just thought you'd fight for me." I leaned back against the counter. "Laura, you don't fight for someone who already surrendered." She turned away, pretending to busy herself with a mug that didn't need washing. This isn't easy for me. I stayed silent. In that silence, something inside me shifted, from confusion to clarity. The next few days were strange. She packed slowly, avoiding eye contact, avoiding conversation. The house felt hollow. She started humming again, the way she used to when she was happy. But it wasn't happiness, it was relief. That told me everything I needed to know. On Friday night, the night before her move, she went out to clear her head. I knew better. I didn't follow her, didn't check her phone. I didn't need proof anymore. When she came home after midnight, smelling faintly of someone else's cologne, I didn't confront her. Instead, I smiled. "Did you have fun?" She froze, searching my face for anger. She found none. "Yeah," she whispered. "I just needed air." I nodded. "I'm sure you did." Then I handed her an envelope. "This is for you." Her eyes flickered with confusion. "What's this?" "Something that'll make your new beginning easier." She opened it. Inside was a signed divorce petition, my signature, the date, everything ready. She stared at it like it was a weapon. You already had this prepared?" I nodded calmly. "You said you were moving out. I assumed you meant permanently. I didn't want to delay your journey of self-discovery." Her voice trembled. "Daniel, I didn't say I wanted a divorce." "No," I said evenly. "You just said you were leaving your husband to find yourself. I'm just helping you skip the waiting period." She sank onto a chair. "You're being cruel." "No, Laura, I'm being honest. You checked out long before you packed those bags. I'm just acknowledging it." She stared down at the papers. "So that's it? After everything, you're just done?" I folded my arms. "I tried for months. I asked what was wrong. You said nothing. You pushed me away. Now you're leaving, and I'm finally doing what you wanted, letting you go." The tears started then. Silent, slow, falling onto the papers she didn't want to sign. "You don't understand," she whispered. "It wasn't supposed to end like this." I shrugged. "It never is." The next morning, she loaded her car in silence. I watched from the porch, coffee in hand, not saying a word. She glanced back once, maybe expecting a last-minute plea, but I only nodded. When she drove off, the sound of her car fading down the street was quieter than I thought it would be. I went inside, sat on the couch, and for the first time in months, I felt peace. Not happiness, not yet, but peace. A week later, she called. I didn't pick up. The next day, a message appeared. I made a mistake. Can we talk? I stared at it for a long time. My thumb hovered over the screen. Then I put the phone down. 2 days later, another message. I didn't move in alone. It was someone else. I thought he was what I needed, but he wasn't. I just want to come home. This time, I laughed quietly, bitterly. Home. I texted back. You left it. I didn't hear from her again after that. Months passed. I focused on work, started running again, went out with friends. Slowly, I rebuilt myself. One Sunday morning, I drove past her old apartment complex. Her car wasn't there anymore. Maybe she'd moved again. Maybe she was chasing another version of herself. It didn't matter. That night, sitting on the same couch where she once made her announcement, I realized something profound. Sometimes, the best reaction to someone walking away isn't a breakdown. It's a breakthrough. She expected me to crumble, to beg, to validate her decision with my pain. Instead, I gave her silence, closure, and freedom. And in doing so, I gave myself something even better. A clean ending.